Good evening, everybody. How are you all? I hope you're all killing life. If you're training with me, you should be fucking killing life. You know what we're doing is pretty much, I want to have... Oh, what's wrong with my tripod? Oh, it's just good now. I want to have literally everyone in the world feeling fucking awesome. Not just awesome, fucking awesome. Because you look around and you see so many people every single day who are just grumbling and they're just not living life to the full. You know, angry people in the street, bloody shitty Sydney drivers, you know, all that sort of stuff. They're just not living life to the full. So that is my new mission, to make everyone in the world feel fucking awesome. Not just awesome, fucking awesome. But anyway, off that. Who have we got online? Where's everyone coming from? Say hello. I really want to find out where you guys are from, because pretty much when I find out where you guys are coming from, who's tuning in, who's catching up, who's watching these things, pretty much I can start visiting where you are, and we can start doing little JCF meetups everywhere, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool. So I'm very excited to meet all you guys. So it's awesome. Every single meetup we do, we've got a heap of legends who rock up. And we always have good yarns. So yeah, say hello. Also, next thing, as always, if you want to see more of these bad boys, you want them to keep popping up in your newsfeed, then click like or comment or do something like that, because otherwise old mate Zuckerberg is going to, you know, hide it from you, right? Because he's a bit of a dog. Not the best bloke, Zuckerberg. Well, actually, he's a pretty good bloke because he made Facebook. That's a pretty champion effort. Well, he stole Facebook. This is a pretty good effort. But yeah. Anyway, where we got everyone from? We've got Juzzy, how are you, mate? The Gold Coast, Max from the Gold Coast, Izzy from WA, Juzzy Ava, how are you, mate? Good to have you on here, all the way from Canada. That's wicked, that's really cool. I have to do one up to the Gold Coast soon, actually. How many other people from the Gold Coast do we have on? I'd be very, very intrigued to find that out. Because I love the Gold Coast, it's not the hardest thing. I fly up to Brisbane every month, probably every 2 weeks. The bloke who's designing the new JCF programming system, which is fucking awesome, by the way. Not just awesome, it is fucking awesome. He's from over in Brizzy, so I might have to duck down to the Goldie one day. Timmy Donovan as well. Timmy, I'm going to give you a call too. It's wicked. Rightio, we'll let a couple more people get online, then we'll go through it, because we've got a pretty good lineup tonight. I mean, I'm going to be talking about my current diet and training, everything I'm doing. We've got some really cool shit in there. I've been playing around with a heap of new things. So that's going to be really interesting for you guys. So I hope, you know. It's quite interesting for a nerd like me. I get little nerd boners over it all the time. But yeah, so I'll share with you guys, see if you like it. How to hack your neurotransmitters for better muscle gain. Because so many people underestimate how important neurotransmitters are. Like, seriously, if you're not looking after neurotransmitters, you're getting like fucking 10% of your potential. That's it, nothing more. Because they control literally everything, how you think, how you feel, all that stuff. Jason Henderson, the big fella from Victoria. How are you, mate? Why the grunters in the gym are fucking muppets, alright? You've all heard that one bloke who's in the gym, who's just... Right, I'll tell you what, you won't see Papa Shred doing that, no matter, even if I'm deadlifting fucking 240. In fact, my deadlift, when I 1 rep max deadlift, that's like the quietest I'm ever in the gym. If you're making noise in the gym, you're a muppet. We'll go over why. And at the end of that, we'll go over fixing your digestion, how to fix it, all that sort of thing, and some of the most common issues, alright? As always, tonight is a Q&A too. So if you do have anything that you want to ask, anything you want to go over it with us, just, you know, ask, comment straight up, because that's what we're here for. We're just here to talk games, and yeah, that's about it. Okay. So anyway, my current protocol. What am I doing at the moment? I get to ask this all the time. Like, it's pretty cool. Whenever I call, like my guys ask me, what am I doing? What's my training like? All that sort of stuff. And pretty much at the moment, as far as my training goes, I am purely going intuitively via just lifting fucking heavy, right? When you are born, you are literally gifted with different, what's the word? You're just gifted differently with different talents and what you're going to be good at. Some people are going to be sprinters, some people are going to be both sprinters and long distance runners, and some people are going to be long distance runners. So that's the easiest way that you can break up the three. Now the sprinters, they're very rich in what we call fast twitch or white muscle fibers. The people in between, they're generally rich in fast twitch white muscle fibers, but also have got a little bit of the red stuff, because the white fast twitch muscle fiber can turn into slow twitch muscle fiber. But you know, something and so on. So you can only go from fast to slow. You can't go from slow to fast. And the people out on the end, the marathon runners, they are the slow twitch people. Interestingly, what correlates with these is the different neurotransmitter pathway. Different neurotransmitter levels. All right. So when you fast twitch, they're generally very fucking dopamine dominant. So you're generally a bit more of a cheeky man or cheeky woman. You're a bit of you're very confident, on the borderline of arrogant, actually often arrogant, overconfident, and you're very hard fucking type A personality, alright? So that's pretty much where Papa Shred sits. And then in the middle, you're a mix of certain ones, and then over on the endurance one, you tend to be more acetylcholine dominant, right? And so I've pretty much found that I really sit towards the fast twitch, the super fast twitch stuff. And I've always gravitated to just lifting heavy, all right? And so when I lift really heavy, I find I grow faster and actually get leaner. And then when I go into doing too many reps, right, it actually makes my body shit itself, and I just go backwards. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm doing in my training. Is I just get in the gym and lift fucking heavy every single time. My mate Abdel, the squat doc's trying to get me to do over 12 reps, and it's hell. I'm doing a little bit of that, but not too much. And so my workouts are literally based around today. It was a deadlift, okay? Deadlift with focusing on glute activation and speed, really going really quickly, as opposed to just repping it out. And then I'm benching. So I was doing an incline bench with a pause, focusing on that scoop to really lock in the lat and then activate the upper pec. That's the biggest fuck up people make, because they don't lock in the lat when they're training chest. And they say, oh James, why can't I grow an upper chest? I'm like, because you're not using your upper chest. You're benching like that, which is purely growing your lower chest. But anyway, that's a rant for another time. And then after that, what did I hit? I went into some Romanian deadlifts, once again really focusing on the glute activation, supersetted with a bent over dumbbell row, and then on top of that as well, at the end I had a bit more inclined chest on a 45-degree barbell. Right? And then after that I just went in and smacked some cheeky arms, because I wanted to have a pump for you guys, what can I say? But that's what my workouts are literally like. I'm starting off with big compound movements, that's it, and then moving on literally to arms pretty much every single day. I do train calves every now and then, but it doesn't show, which is, quite unfortunate. So that's what my training is like. It's literally every single day it's going to be a form of deadlift, and then an upper body movement, and then there's going to be a pull, either a vertical or horizontal pull, and that's it. All right, a couple of accessory arm things or delt things on the end. That's literally it. I tell you what, I feel like I'm growing. I'm getting lean as shit, and I'm growing. And you chuck that in, you see what I'm eating at the moment. I actually got to eat this meal right now, but I'm probably not going to, because I just gas bagged too much. But this is what I'm eating right now. So I'm literally having, for these, I'm just crushing my carbs and fucking everything all day, every single day. So I've been working with that, listening to that bloke and getting a few theories from him, and his perception is that when you're eating that many calories, there's no real benefit in nutrient timing. It doesn't really affect you. So I'm up around 5,000-6,000 calories a day. And he's saying nutrient timing doesn't have any place at all. So I'm like, well, you know what? I don't quite agree with that at all, but fuck it. I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to see if it actually works or not. So I'm trying that at the moment. And I'm reducing my fat, which is very hard, upping my carbs. So I'm probably going to try get up to around 1,000 grams of carbs a day at the moment. Yes, that's right, 1,000 grams of carbs a day. 1,000 grams of carbs a day with about 300 grams to 400 grams of protein per day, smashing a shitload of those amino acids, a shitload of electrolytes, and fat's actually going to be much lower for me, like 50 grams a day. Around that 50 to 100, where I'm normally up 150, 200 or more grams of fat a day. Literally what my food looks like, there's just fucking heaps of it, right? So just food on food. So that's got 50 grams of carbs in it. I'll smash however many of them a day. I've just smashed 2 bags of gummy bears, so that's why you don't see me eating gummy bears right now, is because I already smashed them in the car trip home. Tell you what, I'm getting really good at eating gummy bears. It's pretty wicked. I can literally down a whole packet in about 10 minutes now. So that's 220 grams of carbs in 10 minutes. Yes, sir. So that's what I've done. So I smashed, how many grams? I got 350 grams of carbs out of those gummy bears alone, those 2 packets. So that was pretty wicked. I really enjoyed that. What else? there's not much else. I'm smashing dextrose intra workout as well, so just sipping on that. I only had about 25 grams today because I forgot my scooper and free poured it, and I think I bitched out, and it wasn't very sweet. But I'll be looking to have around 150 grams around my workouts with that stuff. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with my diet at the moment. As far as like food types and all that sort of thing, pretty much I eat whatever the fuck I want as long as it doesn't irritate my gut. That is the rule that I use for everyone. Pretty well. If you are eating a massive amount of food, really the amount of sugar you get doesn't particularly matter. It doesn't really impact your digestive system because you're getting enough fiber with it. That's a big thing a lot of people fuck up, is they think that just by having sugar you're going to get fat. No, that's not quite right. You get fat when you're not having enough fiber, you're not having enough carbohydrate sources, okay? So I absolutely smash sugar, like, you know, obviously, with all those jelly babies and the dextrose, and then get a shitload of fiber in this delicious goodness, alright? So yeah, where else was I? Oh, food sources. Okay, other than that, yeah, no breads, no shit like that. Breads, milk, fuck that. That's for pussies and idiots, alright? They're the only two people who eat bread and drink milk. And look, it's not your fault if you are still eating bread and milk because you haven't been told until right now that it's an idiot thing to do. But anyone who tells you to eat bread and milk is a fucking idiot. In fact, a coach here in Sydney actually advised one of his girls to eat a Subway foot-long sandwich on comp day when she was doing a bikini competition. That is how stupid some people are, and he wondered why she didn't win. Went from first place to getting last. Anyway, so yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm eating at the moment. If you've got any questions, ask away. I'm just going to go through. I've seen a couple of already fling through now, and I'm going to get through them. Who we got online? Jason Vidal. Gemma Craig from Lennox. I will have to make my way up to Lennox. I want to go up there, up to Byron, and get very stupidly chilled out with some of the hippies up there. Nimbin, what's that place? That one's a go-to apparently. CBD oil. You can get shitloads of CBD oil, which is meant to be wicked for you. Cruisy Nucifera, how are you, mate? Jaden Bateman's just asked, does it normally take a few days for the Resurrect to kick in and start working? I've taken it for 2 nights now and haven't felt anything. Bruh. Takes me like 2 seconds to kick in. I smash that stuff and I'm like, ooh, I'm like all carb coma-ish. So yeah, man, no, it shouldn't do that. It shouldn't take time at all. If you're exceptionally wound up and you are getting a heap of blue light in your eyes, yes, that can stimulate you. So just try smashing the Resurrect and meditating for 10 minutes using that Headspace app or whatever you do, and it should kick in then. David Jeans just asked, hey mate, I train under the big man Rawdon. Welcome, mate. It's always a pleasure to have one of Rawdon's guys there. He says, I've got some great info and listen to me every night. Cheers, bros. Mate, appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the process with Rawdon. I hope you suffer dearly. And I'm glad that you enjoy these live videos, mate. It's good to have you on here. Robert Meta, how are you, legend? Daz. We've got Big Daz, one of my physique boys, who's going to tear shit up in Melbourne. We're looking for a first place for that bloke, so he's in here now. I should try and get Daz on one night to get his rig out. Billy Vass has just checked in. Alex D, welcome, mate. One of my top tier guys. Chris has just asked, hey James, is sleeping in the fetal position bad for your posture? No, not really. Well, look, if you roll forwards like that, then yeah, it is. But if you tuck your knees up, it's not going to be too bad. Okay, so it shouldn't hurt you too much. The more important thing about sleeping in the position is actually a symptom. So if you're sleeping in the fetal position, you've generally got some stress, nerve tension, or gut issues, which cause you to want to protect your midsection. That's a very fight or flight position. So you're gonna fuck with your you're gonna fuck with your I just lost my train of thought. That's what happens when I deadlift. But you are going to become more internally rotated because you are more stressed and your body wants to cover like that. So it's not the actual sleeping in the fetal position which does it, it's the tension behind it and the injury behind it which is causing, the poor posture. Carl McKenna, how are you, legend? Daz just said Subway on comp day is David Lane's protocol. He obviously follows him religiously. Who is David Lane? Is he retarded? Because he must be a spud. He must be an absolute spud. Because that is so fucking stupid. But anyway, look, it's I guess it's not my place to judge people on their protocols because, it's only my place to judge them on their results. Anyhow, next one. How to hack your neurotransmitters for better muscle gain. Alright, this is the #1 most missed thing, alright? All those bloody IIFYing crowds wouldn't understand this. Most coaches just don't understand it because they don't understand the impact of neurotransmitters, alright? Everyone's focused on the superficial macros and all that bullshit. But if your neurotransmitters are in line, well, it's a fucking waste because you're not going to perform well, you're not going to recover well. And here is why. Alright, when you recover, you need sleep, right? You need sleep to recover because, well, otherwise your brain goes to shit, okay? Your brain goes to absolute shit. You don't clear adenosine from your brain. You don't allow insufficient production of dopamine. You don't allow your gut microbiome to recover. All these things start going to shit. Your cortisol goes through the roof. Your IGF-1 goes down. Everything just stops working well for you, right? And so when your brain's not working, you can't think, how well do you function the next day, right? That's it, not at all. How many of you guys have suffered from being tired but wired for before? Can you please comment right now, yes, if you have suffered from the feeling of tired but wired, where you're super exhausted after a session but you just can't sleep? And while you're commenting, I'm going to eat some of this. Krishan's just said, so handsome. Thank you, Krishan. Very kind of you. I would be creeped out, but I'm not. I kind of like it. So Atlas has commented that he often gets it. And Atlee, actually we've got a chat soon, I think it is, Atlee. I'm waiting for your phone number. Atlee, the reason why you're getting that, mate, is because you are GABA deficient, right? So whenever you get that tired but wired feeling, pretty much you've got lowered levels of GABA in your brain, you're experiencing a little bit of burnout. As soon as you correct that deficiency, bang, away goes your feeling of being tired but wired, okay? How shit is it, guys? Atlee and Jaden, how shit is it when you're tired but wired and you're sitting at home, you're absolutely cooked, you can't think, you can't focus, you can't fucking cook your food, you can't eat your food either because you can't stomach it, you're feeling so exhausted that you can't eat food, alright? Then you got to go to sleep and you sit there and you're staring at the bloody ceiling and nothing's happening for you, right? Sucks, doesn't it? Thing is, all you need to do is you increase your GABA levels and you're going to be sweet. So hack your GABA levels and you'll be fine. Now the thing is, you can't use GABA always to do that. Supplementing with actual exogenous GABA is okay, but because it can't cross the blood-brain barrier, it can't get into your CNS and your central nervous system, which is where everything happens, okay? So you need to find ways around that. Now the next one is dopamine. So, dopamine's the driver. It is the motivation one, okay? Dopamine's the stuff that wants you to fuck. Dopamine's the stuff that makes you want to eat. Dopamine's the stuff that makes you want to, you know, go kill, go work out, do all that sort of thing, right? When you have peaking levels of dopamine, you are going to crush your workouts, all right? Boys, you're going to go pump your workout and go home and pump your misses, okay? That is how it works because dopamine keeps you going hard all the time. It is the drive. It is the stuff that makes you feel good, think well, everything. Now, if you're low in dopamine, your workouts will go to shit. Have you ever got into a workout one day after you've done a massive training block and then you get in like 3 sets in, you're like, fucking hell, I'm absolutely spent. I can't be bothered to do this anymore, right? Similarly, have you ever gone into a workout and you've been smashing it and you've been going well for 30 minutes and then at the 30-minute point, it's like you just bang, hit a level and then your performance starts going down? Well, yeah, that's because you're losing dopamine. When you have high levels of dopamine in the brain and you're consuming like BCAAs, like amino acids, particularly leucine, what happens is your body forces more dopamine into the brain and doesn't let serotonin go out because dopamine and serotonin they oppose each other to maintain optimal levels. So when you're working out, you want peak levels of dopamine to keep you driving and driven, and you want low levels of serotonin because serotonin chills you out, relaxes you, and a whole heap of other things, all right? It doesn't make you go into fight or flight too, but that's a different story. And so by keeping this dopamine up nice and high, supplementing with amino acids, you can actually work out for longer. So if you get into a workout and you feel spent before you even get in there, well, you know you need to supplement with a few more BCAAs before you get in there and a couple other dopamine boosters to make sure that you can train really well. That's why I like a lot of my guys on acetyl L-tyrosine. Then the other one, which is keeping your dopamine levels peaking. That's all about just getting amino acids into your workout and then pumping music, right? Music will boost the fuck out of your dopamine at all times, right? It keeps you going, it'll keep you driven. I literally drive around, I work with all the time, just music going, keeping those dopamine levels really, really high. So that will pump you through. So there are 2 easy ways to hack your neurotransmitters to get much, much better results. Now, what other questions we got? Alex D's just said, you used to get that brain fog and that type of wild feeling, but not anymore. So guys, I actually worked with Alex over about 10 weeks. And pretty much we took him from, feeling like shit to feeling fucking awesome. Every single day. I mean, he's fucking killing it. He's jacked. He's picked up a hot missus. I mean, Alex, what more could you want in life, mate? What more could you want? What else we got? Andy Glazer said, do you rate green tea? Mate, green tea's nice. And I'd probably prefer some of my other herbal hippie teas, like an oolong. I love an oolong. But in terms of actual performance, impact on performance and body composition and all that stuff, it does literally 2 parts fuck all, okay? 2 parts fuck all. Yeah, okay, it's probably good to have once a day. But there's no real difference between green tea and white tea and black tea, right? They're all the same shit, same thing, okay? Doesn't really matter, it doesn't have any extra cool stuff in there that black tea doesn't, right? It's just more marketed and more expensive a lot of the time. Taking green tea extract, it's not going to do shit for you. Sorry guys, it's really not going to increase anything. If you really want to use a good antioxidant, that's one of the reasons green tea is marketed as such a cool thing, is because of its level of antioxidants. Eat some fucking veggies, alright? That's the best place to get your antioxidants, in your veggies. But if you like green tea, good for you, go do it. Actually, one interesting thing that we did see in a study, it was from a few years ago now, they showed that if you overconsume green tea, and you overconsume, I think it's an extract, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was ECGC or what it was. But if you overconsume it, it actually reduces thyroid output. Not something you'll want. Okay. Ravio has just asked, what do you think about kebab chicken? It's pretty rank, mate, to be perfectly honest. Mind you, if you're half cut, a good kebab with chicken in it is pretty good. But other than that, mate, why would you have kebab chicken when you could just have normal chicken? Go to Woolies, that stuff's legit. Woolworths, actually, no, I don't know if you're in Australia or not, but go to a supermarket and get a pre-roasted chicken. Jason Henderson, our legend, has just asked, how many hours sleep should you get each night for optimal health? Ooh, good question. How many hours of sleep? For optimal health, 10 hours or more, right? If you get over 10 hours, it's showing that your athletic performance massively increases, all right? It just goes bang, your recovery increases, your reaction time increases, growth, hypertrophy, all that stuff, all of it increases, okay? So over 10 hours is great. I get, not enough at the moment, I'll tell you that. I'm averaging bugger all just for this phase, obviously not for too much longer, I was averaging about, I like to average 8 or so. When I'm competing, I'll average 10. I've done a comp before where I was averaging like 4, and that was stupid, and I was an absolute muppet, and I looked like shit. So yeah, A+. A+ is good for the average person. 10+ if you want to be a fucking freak, if you want to get ridiculous results. Okay? Next one. Why the grunters in the gym are muppets. Okay? There's nothing more annoying than a bloke who's grunting, or even a girl who's grunting. The girl's really, really distracting and really disturbing, because you're thinking like, oh, is that what she sounds like when she's having sex? Let's be honest, all guys, that's like literally the first thing that we think of. And mind you, I bet the girls think about dudes like when they're grunting, like, is that what he sounds like when he's having sex? But anyway, that's off topic. So yeah, so when you're grunting, it's really, really fucking inefficient. Because have you ever tried to flex your abs? Okay, try to flex your abs and do a proper brace as you're lifting, and then grunt. You can't help but lose the actual tension within your diaphragm when you're trying to grunt. You can't do it. You can't hold the lift properly and grunt. Okay, when I'm lifting heavy, you will not hear a single thing. Right? You will literally not hear a single thing when I'm grunting. Okay, sorry, when I'm lifting, I'll never grunt. When I'm pulling 200, 240, whatever it is I'm doing on the deadlift, I will not grunt. When I'm benching, I will not grunt. I literally will not make a sound, okay? A little breath of air is fine, but grunting's not. Grunting doesn't do shit, okay? So next time you see a grunter, don't say anything. Just look at him and laugh and say, dude, you're a fucking muppet, okay? It's all for show. When you lift heavy, you do not have to fucking grunt. It's a fact. There is no reason that grunting will improve your performance, ever. Doesn't work, doesn't do shit. What it will do is it will make it so that your diaphragm goes all out of whack, loses tension, and then you're more likely to get injured, okay? So, and I think getting injured is a little bit of karma for grunting. Not dislocated shoulder injured. I don't want to see anyone Devon Physique themselves. If you don't know who Devon Physique is and what he did to himself, YouTube it. Devon Physique, pec tear. He's a fuckwit, but anyway. I just called someone out, I just broke my own rule. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to see anyone get completely injured, but just a little minor injury or strain or something is what's deserved for people who grunt. Because honestly, you don't need a grunt. Ever. Right? Ever. Hold that breath in, hold it nice and tight, and that's the best way to lift. Okie doke. Matty Lynette, how are you, legend? Hey mate, been waking up about 4 to 5 hours after going to sleep, needing a piss, and then struggling big time to get back to sleep. Running Delta Zone 5-HTP and melatonin before bed. Yep, mate, shift your before bed shake to a little bit earlier, man. If you do that, you'll be sweet. Much, much easier. Okie doke? So if you keep needing to piss, well, yeah, you are pretty much, actually another really cool hack for that is you actually put some salt in. So the reason that you, oh God, bee or something. The reason you need to piss is because your body senses that there's too much of a water to salt ratio, okay? So if you put in some more salt with your shake, or just smash some rock salt before you go to bed when you have your water, you'll actually piss less by doing that. If you also consume it with your carbs, you're also more likely to piss less. Atleast just said over 10, lol fuck, I'll try and double my sleep. Yeah, bro, look, I know that it's a lot, but you got to get it done if you want to have optimal gains, okay? You have, getting less than 10, like if you're getting around 8, that's going to give you, 7.5, 8 out of 10 gains. If you're getting 5, that's when you start really going to shit because cortisol shoots up and your body's just not happy with that. You lose dopamine, but nice. Jaden said, I consumed way too much alcohol the other night and fucked my neurotransmitters. Jaden, answer this for us. Did you have a fucking belter of a night though? Was it a good night? Was it worth it? Because if you're going to get pissed, you might as well make it a belter. He said, how long realistically would it be until I'm back to 100% again? Well, mate, the thing with drinking grog is that, number one, okay, you actually ruin your body too. So you ruin your digestive system. So that's going to be screwed around for the next week or so because it gets massively inflamed. Acetaldehyde, which is the breakdown product of alcohol, it gets into your gut and plays around with everything, generates heaps of inflammation. That's why a lot of people get really watery after, either the night after, or sorry, the day after, or the night and next day after drinking, get really, really watery. So that one's out. And then you're also impacting your production of neurotransmitters in your gut, which is also going to slow down how you're feeling. And then too, it also dysregulates GABA and dopamine. So when you get alcohol, the reason why you get is because you get an increase in cortical GABA, okay? And it actually, when you have an increase in GABA, you you have a supplement which something which increases it massively. You also get a reduced output of your own GABA, okay? So that then stays around for a while, and that's why you feel a bit hazy the next day, as well as the inflammation too. It also drops your dopamine levels down, and that is why when you the next day when you're feeling like shit, which is already making you less motivated, and then you've also dropped your dopamine levels because so you've dropped your dopamine receptor density, so meaning dopamine has less effect because of the alcohol too, so it really, really smashes you. And that can last for, a few days to a week. When I drink, I have probably a shit week. When did I last drink? I last drank a while ago, and it took me literally several weeks to think, wow, fuck, I'm feeling great again, like really, really good. What have we got in here? Ty Manthys has chimed in, he said, it's even worse when the grunters are half reppers too. Fucking oath, man, there's nothing worse than a grunting half repper. Terrible people. Should be castrated. Juzzy Hughes just said, hey mate, heard you touch on modafinil briefly. How often is too often? Mate, that's the golden question. Look, I don't like to spend too much time on modafinil. I took 25 milligrams a couple of days ago. I took it once, and then I took it a couple of days before then. I really only use it for special occasions. I'm like beaming on life all the time, like literally constantly beaming. So I don't really need modafinil. People who've got lower dopamine levels, yeah, maybe they'll need it more, can take it more, but I just can't. So that's not what I'll ever recommend. I won't recommend you doing it often. You got to find out for yourself how much it is. But big fella, I don't think you're going to need too much modafinil, man. I'm pretty type A. Jay said it was my first time being drunk and I never want to drink again. Fuck, dude, that was your first time? Well, welcome, bro. Mate, funny story about me is I actually drank more when I was like 14, 15, 16 and 17 than what I did as soon as I turned 18. So as soon as I turned 18, I literally stopped drinking. Fun fact. Drinking shit, mate. Don't bother, alright? Life's so much better when you're just fucking big. We're going to get you big, man. Very, very big. Chris has just said, does soaking your nuts in the sun for a few minutes every day legitimately increase testosterone? That's what the study says. You know, and look, mate, I'm proud to say that I do give my gonads a bit of sunlight each day, and I've got pumping levels of testosterone. Coincidence? I think not. But yeah, man, look, all jokes aside, I've never like fully roasted my nuts in the sun, and I don't sunbathe naked at the beach, because I've already got girls everywhere, and I keep like, fuck off, get away, and if I had my nuts out too, it'd be like game over for me. I wouldn't be able to fend them off. I'm joking, by the way, for those of you without a sense of humour. So yeah, man, look, to be perfectly honest, I don't know if it actually does, but that's what the study says. Okay, so I haven't conducted my own study, but that's what a study conducted by Boston University in the US found, that they actually had a 200% increase when you soaked your nuts in the sun, and a 120% increase when you just got like mildly sunburned, like a little bit of pink tinge, so nothing too retarded, which I think is good. Okay. Next question. All right, let's go into this one. Fixing your digestion. By the way, guys, keep the questions coming. Fucking wicked ones tonight. Fixing your digestion. So literally everybody who starts training with me within 1 week will say, James, dude, my digestion is the best that it's ever been in my life. Like, what has happened? How have we fixed this? And it's really, really quite simple. Really, really quite simple. Well, I guess it's simple for me because I do it every day. It's probably not common sense. It's not easy for everyone. But for me and the protocols we use, it's really simple. And this is how I'm going to break it down for you. Fixing your digestion literally comes down to, number one, not eating like a dickhead. All right, if you're eating like a dickhead, you're going to suffer. All right. Number two, drink water. All right, more water, lots more water. We all underdrink water. I smash about 7 liters a day or more. Okay. You guys, for an 85 kilo male, you should be drinking upwards of 6 liters a day. For a 50 kilo female, you should be drinking upwards of 4.5 liters a day. Okay, that's what you should be doing. Now, fixing your digestion also comes back to looking at your neurotransmitters and your sleep and your stress. If you are overstressed, your digestive system goes to shit really, really quickly. So you've got to look after it. You've got to make sure that it's working well, that your stress is allowing yourself to work well. So the best thing you can do is get a sleep shake, okay? For those of you who are in Australia, buy up now, get some Ronnie Coleman Resurrect, get some Delta Zone, get some Tap Out, Fade Out, whatever the fuck it's called, all right? Anything that will help your sleep is going to fix your digestive system, or help your digestive system at least. So pump that stuff, okay? Get a heap of it. Get some melatonin, get some 5-HTP, those things are wicked, all right? We also use a couple other things for our clients, we won't go into them today. But yeah, that's some of the basics you can get around to fixing your digestion. Stop eating like a fuckhead, all right? So gluten, dairy, piss them off. They never help you anyway. What's the point of doing them? There is literally no benefit ever to eating gluten or dairy, okay? Minimize any foods which give you rashes, make you burp, anything like that. Minimize those things, get them out. Drink more water and reduce your stress, and then bang, your digestion is going to get much, much better, okay? Yes, we use a lot more stuff than that in my programs, but that is the general gist and a very, very easy way of going over and covering it, okay? Now, Any questions y'all have, ask up, because that's what we got. In 15 minutes, I'm going to be going live via an app called Zoom. We're holding a live webinar on anxiety. Okay, so if you want to learn more about about anxiety, what it is, how it happens, why you get it, all those sorts of things, how to fix it, alleviate it, jump on the Shred community right now. I'll put the link up actually for you. Alright, jump on into the Shred community right away, and yeah, I'll hook you up with the link, which is there. Well, actually, you'll see the link because it's on one of the videos. Alright, what questions have I missed? Callan's just asked, what are my thoughts on keto? I fucking love keto when it's used for the right reason, okay? General fat loss, I wouldn't use it for keto, like I wouldn't use keto for it anymore. General muscle gain, apparently it's really, really good for, it's probably one of the most anabolic methods, okay? So, within natural bodybuilders. So talking between two experts, one says it's shit for muscle gain, one says it's great. The studies are erring on the side, apparently, of the one which says it's great, okay? But I'd rarely use keto for muscle gain. What I'd be more likely to use keto for is if you've ever got an illness, disease, health issues, autoimmune shit, really chronic digestive issues, all that sort of stuff. Okay, that is when I'd use keto. Okie doke. Tibbs, how are you, legend? Good to have you. I hope your rig's not too sloppy from Hawaii. Tibbs has asked, hey mate, any chance you can do a live on the various subs you recommend, their intended effect and dosage and timing? Really good one, dude. We actually might do that. Might do that tomorrow if I remember. If you post that one up in the... Actually, no, I'll just try and remember, man. No promises, but I will try and remember. That's a really, really good topic to get onto that. This is asked, thoughts on vitamin D supplementation versus direct sunlight? Ooh, good question, man. Look, for me, it's never a real question there because I fucking love being in the sun. So I get in the sun all the time. My vitamin D levels are peaking. So yeah, plus I also take vitamin D supplementation anyway. I take a couple of thousand IU in a week. Depending on which season it is, I increase that. So yeah, man. Yeah, man, I always go for direct sunlight, okay? Chris Ankles just asked for someone to contact him. Mate, some from our team will be in touch if you tried reaching out to us at all, because I'm on the emails and I'm getting back to everything. In fact, I've got a few more emails to do after I go live tonight. So yeah, man, shoot us in an email and I'll look after you too, brother. Rightio, on that note, legends, I'm out. Thank you very much for coming. It's a pleasure having you here, as always. If you want to learn more about anxiety, there's a link in the Shred community. Jump on into it. You'll find the video there where I'm talking about anxiety, and you can get into it. All right? I'll speak to you soon, guys. Bye.